What is up, ecom dudes nation? And today is going to be super exciting because myself and my co-host Anthony Massalone, we're going to be talking about a lot of things that, quite frankly, we have sticky notes right over here. If you're listening to this on Spotify, SoundCloud, or Lord knows where this will end up, if it ends up anywhere, we have also our YouTube channel that you can watch the video. We're really piecing together a lot of things, but I don't want to waste a lot of time, and I want to get right into it. There's a lot of topics that we've been getting from a lot of our students and whatnot, and and I think it's time to address some of these things. We're gonna keep it really raw. The whole premise of this is I want to keep it very real. I want to keep it open and say what's on our mind. We're gonna really go ahead and go out there and try to help everybody understand our point of view, and more so, aside from our point of view, kind of what we know and what the public doesn't know on certain topics, whether that's advertising, whether that's gurus, which is the first thing we're going to talk about, branding, is the business model dead? So we're going to get into a lot of these topics, but the first one that I really want to talk about is ecom gurus, and more so their secrets. Now this one's pretty interesting to me because I hate it when somebody goes ahead and it sounds really weird for me saying this because I hate the word guru.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of just been this over fabricated, kind of put on a pedestal kind of word, whereas I guess people kind of just self-claim themselves as a quote-unquote guru. And I don't know, it kind of grinds my gears to some extent. But I mean, I'm really excited that we're going to get into this kind of stuff on the podcast and really get to peel back the curtain on a lot of stuff that we wouldn't normally talk about. Also get a lot of good submissions from students as to like stuff that they want to hear out of the podcast, where it's going to be real, raw, uncut footage of us talking about this stuff with full transparency. And at the end of the day, the only thing that's really going to help people's businesses and actually help them move forward is nothing but sheer transparency. When you have all this fluff and, excuse my language, but bullshit that comes about, and people are just trying to, at the end of the day, pitch you on a specific item or try to get you to buy some sort of program, I mean, that's what's really going to start to dilute that content and the pure value of what people truly need to help their businesses. So I'm really excited for us to go ahead and get started. And I mean, episode 1 is going to be a killer in my opinion.
All right. So you mentioned something there. People try to really kind of like peddle their stuff, right? And it's funny. I was on Instagram. I think maybe you sent it to me, but you sent me some teachable dropshipping course, and it was verbatim my course. Like they even used my images, and I was like, hold on. I'm like, you're proclaiming to be some, this guru, somebody who knows what they're doing, yet. And when I mean verbatim, my video titles were copied word for word down to the period. And I just looked at this. I said, you have no idea what any of this even means.
Yeah.
Because I was reading the description, and the description wasn't the same, but I was reading it, and I was like, okay, you clearly are just trying to go out for a money grab. And I think that's where a lot of people right now are really confused, is that there's a difference between people who are able to draw attention and get clout and people who know what they're doing. There's a very fine line between that. Again, you can be a great dropshipping marketer, and you can be a great personal brand. I don't even want to say entrepreneur, because people who are building personal brands right now, they're not making money.
No, okay? not at all. And none of the fact that, I've seen people with 70,000 or 140 or 200,000 followers on Instagram, but at the end of the day, none of that equates to money or the fact that they know shit.
Right.
I mean, just because you could put up motivational quotes of you leaning on a rented car or, trying to show people exactly what you're doing, obviously everyone does fun shit. You're not going to see someone talking about their depression or how they feel or their struggles on Instagram. You're not going to find that very often.
I do.
Yeah, there are some people that are transparent about it, and there's nothing wrong with that. But at the end of the day, so many people, and I'm going to tell you, probably 95% of people are literally just putting up a facade of pure bullshit. When at the end of the day, if you're not in the trenches every single day, working your ass off, grinding, and focusing on what is actually going to help your business grow the most, then you're not really hitting your max capacity, and half the stuff you put out is just going to be bullshit.
What's crazy? You say this facade, and I've been saying this for about like a year and a half, 2 years now, and I always get those people, the occasional people, probably 1 out of every 100, say, Dan, you're a piece of shit scammer. All you do is sell courses. However, The last course I sold was back in March 2018.
Yeah, that's almost a year now.
That's almost a year. That was
Yeah.
the last course I released. And here's the thing. People try to go ahead and purchase courses from me, and I'll either tell them, no, don't get it yet because I didn't update it, or I actually have nothing to... The only forward-facing thing is Ecom Dudes Academy.
Yeah.
You can't buy anything else from me. I open things up and then close them down because I like to work with the people that get inside. So, you know, that's a very clear indicator. This is why I hate being labeled, you know, like a guru, because I don't have a forward-facing course for hundreds and thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
I don't have, and I do have this, but I don't actively participate in it because I have other businesses to run, which is like a Facebook group or a Discord group. The one thing you have to keep in mind, and you should be very weary about, is if there's a guru in any marketplace and they're focusing their time on they're focusing majority of their time on marketing their products rather than harnessing their skills, that's a bad indicator. That's why the last product I released was March 2018, which was Dropship Academy, which did absolutely incredible, and everybody knows that I closed it down, and you have to wait an entire year for me to even open up something again and come work with me that personally. And these ecom gurus, now I'm not knocking them or anything, and there's nothing wrong with that. It's just to me, it's like, it's not very plausible. It's not very reasonable to think that somebody can run a massive scale business and run another massive scale business. Meaning, I know people that are doing like 20, 30 million drop shipping, or you know, building out like a private label brand and then building that either through Shopify or Amazon. And I know people that are doing that so successfully, and they try to build a personal brand and they just can't do it.
Yep.
They cannot fucking do it. However, on the flip side, I do know other people that can build an incredible personal brand, yet they have no idea how to properly set up a Shopify store. And when it comes down to me, and I keep relating it back to me because it's very important you get this, is that it's not like, and I would say I'm now one of the smaller creators compared to the other people that are now, you know, creating content, and they're good at marketing themselves. But when it comes down to like course material and teaching other people, there's a reason why I have more success stories, and why the people who have, you know, that are doing like 30, 40 million, and the students that they do get, their students are so freaking successful. It's because they're in the trenches every day, right? I'm in the trenches every day. Anthony and I were just launching ads literally for an entire week. That's all we were doing. And then we were like, oh, we should start a podcast. Anthony said, oh, we should start a podcast. And I was like, oh, okay, yeah, sure. Now he really had to push that on me because it's not my core business. I like to make YouTube videos on the Dan DeSilva channel, and this is probably going to be the first video back on the Ecom Dudes channel in a year.
Yeah, big comeback.
And we're going to be releasing a lot more content. But you know, that's the thing here, is that I hate this guru shit that's out there right now. It's so annoying, and a little bit is I harbor resentment that I didn't push harder on that, because it's like I see what I did in the beginning where I went wrong, and I see these kids doing it again, and I want to go ahead and repeat this, what I just said. I see these kids doing it again. When I see 14, 15, 16, 17, 18-year-old kids going out there and making millions of dollars selling courses, and then you say, okay, where's your student proof? And their student proof is like $2,000 in a month. I'm like, bro, you're not changing. That's what bothers me. You're not changing anybody's life with $2,000 a month. All you're doing is running an elaborate, and I hate to say it, but an elaborate scam, if you will. Because at the end of the day, if your product is good, it's going to sell itself. You don't need marketing to do that, okay? Look at somebody like Sam Ovens, right? Yeah. Sam doesn't need to market for shit. But he's, do not get me wrong, he markets just as much as anybody else, okay?
And he's fucking fantastic at it.
But his product and his teaching is bar none the best. So when you see ecom gurus and they have like, you know, 30 videos in a teachable course, and you have to pay $500 for it, $800 for it, $1,000 for it, and they're not even adding softwares or anything. They're not even adding like that personal touch to it. It's just, it grinds my gears because they're great at marketing themselves, and that's all they focus on. Which they should flip the switch and focus on, number one, harnessing the skill that they're teaching people so they can give them the real information that actually works, rather than, and I could say this wholeheartedly because I've seen this happen before. What typical course creators will do, what these typical ecom guys will do, is they'll come in and I have so many screenshots of some of these kids asking me for help in the very beginning.
Oh, yeah.
They'll learn from somebody, make a few thousand, and then say, we freaking made it. No, you didn't.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, I have people that are now on YouTube and like I could say literally bigger than me that I've seen that have bought my entire funnels in the past. It's just crazy how people just go ahead and rehash other people's content and say, look, I'm teaching you this just because, you know, they could put their face in front of the right people. But at the end of the day, the thing that matters most is, can you get results for those actual students? And the best way to do that is if you're a practitioner of the craft yourself. Now, you'll see that people could go ahead and, you know, regurgitate information. And when I think of that, I literally think of people that are in high school or middle school or college, or as people like to call university, that, you know, it's not that hard to just go out there and grab someone else's information, regurgitate it into your own words, and then give it to someone else. Now, people that could actually, you know, personal brand themselves to a certain degree and get these kind of course sales, they do that. But the thing is, the true success, in my opinion, is hands down, is if you can get people results. Now, I mean, you've seen the results from your own students like Mario and countless others. I mean, I've gotten videos from my students like literally going on for 2 to 3 minutes saying, wow, you changed my perspective on marketing and how I could really approach this and really the mentality behind this and exactly how to make things work and how I got my first few sales all the way up to X, Y, and Z. And I mean, that's where, you know, you could really see the quality rise to the top. And, you know, that's where you see things such as like Sam Ovens, for example. He focuses on the deliverable that he's providing. And at the end of the day, no matter what kind of price he puts on his programs or the consulting.com stuff that he runs, it's going to be priceless to the people that actually take that information and run with it, because the deliverable is bar none.
Wait, I have something to add in here, because this is going to be a point where I don't think a lot of people like would see this side of it, but it's something that I need to say. And I won't name drop any names, but if you take somebody's course and you leave them a testimonial, and then you try to build your own personal brand and then ask that person who you learn from to remove you as a testimonial, you are a scumbag, okay? Because this has happened to me multiple times. Now, and again, I'm not even gonna name drop here. It's disrespectful as hell. It is the most disrespectful thing that you can do, because you're trying to make money for yourself and giving no credit to the person that you learn from. Here's the thing, nothing is original. And you were just saying, so this is what really sparked it, is you were like, okay, you know, you regurgitate information, but at the end of the day, that's what we do, right? Yeah. Even you and I, we regurgitate information that we learn. We need to learn something from somewhere, make it into our own, and then we could teach it, right?
Absolutely.
So it's not like we came up with the idea of influencers. That was already being done. It's just the way we were doing it was completely different. So there's never anything new. And if you read, there's this book, it's called Steal Like an Artist. And in that book, it's very clear that the best artists in the world never came up with anything really original. It was just a mixture of a lot of different things or a spin on something else.
Yeah.
So it's and that's fine. That's why I don't really ever get mad when I see, you know, like these gurus put something out. It's more so, I get it. Just do something unique.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like I'll refine my point. Of course, like everyone puts their own spin and own approach on everything, you know, like there's not just, you know, one thing saying like, oh, well, you ran a lookalike audience ad, so like obviously you ripped his idea. Of course, everyone has their own way of doing things, their own approach. But I hate when kids go out there and simply take, you know, verbatim information and kind of don it as their own, or act like, you know, oh, like I found this, you know. It's really not. It's just like the practitioners are the ones that I set at the highest value, you know, when they actually can show that they've done it themselves, how it worked from start to finish, rather than just kind of half-ass putting it out there because they kind of understand it from a second perspective. Because at that point, you're kind of playing a game of telephone, and when you get to the end point, the actual way to make things work is just so altered and diluted that it's actual just pure bullshit.
Right. Yeah. Yep. Because here's the thing: a lot of people are learning. They'll take in information from people on the surface that look like they know what they're doing. So if, let's just say you're watching, you know, e-commerce guru X, who's great at personal branding, yet doesn't practice, and then you decide, hey, I'm going to start a channel or I'm going to create this funnel to teach people what I learned from Ecom Guru X, yet Ecom Guru X doesn't know what the hell he's doing. All you're doing is passing along misinformation to essentially dilute the entire marketplace. So then when that person that you're teaching realizes that you don't know what you're doing, he's gonna go ahead and say, okay, then clearly this marketplace is a big scam. Okay, and that's the problem that that I see right now, is that it's kind of like a big game of telephone, and by the time we get 20 layers deep and this brand new person comes into the marketplace, they're learning something from somebody who has absolutely no idea what they're doing. And it's one of those things where I'm just like, okay.
Honestly, it's sad. It's sad. I mean,
that's why I stopped in 2018. Like I completely gave up, and I have no problem admitting that. It's just I gave up because I saw, first off, like the competition was becoming so fierce. It still is fierce. Actually, it's the most fierce I've ever seen it. Mm-hmm. And second thing is that I saw a massive change in that people cared about things and not results. Yeah. Right. And that was my big pivotal point, because, dude, I don't want to, and I've said this countless amounts of times, I don't want to sell the fact that I have a Lamborghini. I want to sell the fact that I know how to build a business. Yeah. Right. But people want to buy the fact that I have a Lamborghini. And yeah, it's like a mass market approach. You can even have that argument like the Ty Lopez approach, where he kind of just like mass marketed, but that's not the type of person I want to attract. I don't want to attract the 17-year-old kid who wants to not go to college or university and wants to become a millionaire overnight. That's not what I want, right? But majority of the people out there, that's what they're promoting right now. Yeah, 100%. And then you have on the flip side people like Ezra Firestone. Now, customer quality, incredible.
Oh yeah, 100%.
And because his content is incredible. Sam Ovens, customer quality, incredible. Content, incredible. Onyx Singal, like there's a big difference between BizOp and business building.
Now, the big thing is that that's all contextual to the very front end. Now, this can be from literally an opt-in page, like they were talking about the other day. If, for example, your opt-in page is converting at 30%, that doesn't necessarily mean that's a bad opt-in page, because if the value of the customer is 3 times the value of an opt-in page I was converting at 70%, you're just getting a higher quality customer.
Right, which is what you want.
Yeah, 100%. And the thing is that, I think that they are able to really harness that higher quality market just because you could see where they're coming from. You could see that they're truly good at what they do, and what they speak about and the wisdom that they share is legitimate. It's not a kid talking to another kid and trying to sell them on a pipe dream. There's a big difference and a fine line between people of that level, such as Anik, Ezra, and other people, Sam, and so many others that are really doing a truly amazing job at what they do, and kids that are just trying to sell a dream.
Right, which is just run a quick search on YouTube. There you go. Just look down that list. But anyway, let's move on to our second topic. I think we've really closed enough on this. Yeah. Let's talk about building a massive brand, which is what everybody, I think, realizes that's where they need to go. Yeah. And so there's so much that we can talk about when it comes to building a massive brand. Now, I will say this, okay, because a lot of people have asked me what happened with Vivere. Vivere was not my vision, okay? So first things first, it's not that I never wanted to do it. I liked the concept, I liked the idea, and everything was launched already. Now, if you don't know what Vivere is, if you're brand new here, it's a teeth whitening company that I went ahead and started, and I ordered, 2,000 units?
Yeah, something like that.
Thousands of units. Thousands. Oh no, it was super. I think from start to finish, we spent like 15 G's with.
Yeah, I mean, the custom packaging and everything. Everything was legit too. It looked great.
Yeah, it looked phenomenal. But I came to that crossroad where I realized that's not what I wanted to do at the time. Okay, because I think dropshipping is still a great model. It's still a huge and phenomenal model. That's why when people say, is dropshipping dead? And they're like, yeah, dropshipping is dying, right? I'm just like, yes, please tell everybody that. Like perfect, great. Like, go tell everyone that it's dying. So
I think it's just another skewed perspective. I mean, the real answer is that bullshit dropshipping is dying. Like people that don't know what they're doing, or provide awful customer support or customer service, or deliver awful products. They don't check and make sure that every part of their business is operating well by way of the stuff that they're actually sending to their customers, the shipping time that it gets there, the actual relationship that they're building with the customers is making people lose faith in the fact of dropshipping. But at the end of the day, it's whether you're running a well-oiled business or like you're not. And simply put, if you're not paying close attention to it and not actually dedicating legitimate time and caring about your business inside and out and how it affects your customer, then that's going to happen. Obviously, it's going to seem like drop shipping is essentially dying. So overall, I mean, you're going to be able to tell whether you're able to move forward with this by simply being able to check into every single part of your business. It's not too overcomplicated. It's just that the quality is always going to rise to the top. So if you're the bottom of the barrel and you think that you could just skate by the seat of your pants, then yeah, dropshipping is going to be dead to you. But if you actually care about your customers, care about the products that you're providing, and focusing more so on brand building, then I think that's pretty much going to be your saving grace, and what's really going to actually allow dropshipping to live on more and more. It's just that the quality is always going to be at the top. And I mean, you see that from top to bottom, whether it's education, info products, or selling physical products, quality is always going to rise to the top.
Oh, of course. Quality will definitely always rise to the top. That's kind of, that's with anything. That's with any market, no matter what. Quality will always out-trump anything. But again, building a massive brand is something that, and just to tie in what I was saying before, and just to kind of close that chapter, it wasn't something that I wanted to pursue any longer, so I decided to go ahead and let that project die. Even though I dumped thousands of dollars into it, it just wasn't something that I wanted to go any further. I mean, not even that. We had to deal with a lot of clearances, like government clearances, because it was something you'd put in your mouth. So there was just so many logistics to it. We were making sales, definitely were making sales. But I decided, even when we were making sales, I decided to pull. I decided to go ahead and just pull the project without even selling everything, because again, it wasn't my focus, and that's what I realized, is that I don't want to focus on that, because it wasn't my bread and butter. Yeah. So and I think maintaining focus and being able to build something like that is huge. I love the dropshipping model. I came in through the dropshipping model, and quite frankly, 50% of the products on Amazon are sold by third party. Now, what does that mean exactly? Is that it can be like fulfillment by Amazon, where it's sent to an Amazon warehouse, but just keep in mind that also in that mixture is companies that are fulfilling from their own warehouses, and smaller companies that are fulfilling from their own facilities. And from that 50% of all products on Amazon, a part of that 50% is essentially drop shipped products, right? Yeah. Because it's, when you go on Amazon, you see, shipped from or shipped by, that's basically drop shipping. Amazon is drop shipping. So, it's one of those questions where it depends on how much time and effort you're willing to put in. Building a massive brand has its upside potentials, where you can sell it for millions. Heck, you can sell it for billions of dollars. Yeah. If you play your cards right.
I mean, look at Movement Watches, or MVMT, whichever way you like to say it. They got acquired by Movado Group for about $250 million.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
They started out drop shipping watches from China.
Right. Yeah.
And now look at where they are. I mean, it's just phenomenal.
It's great.
Of course, it didn't happen overnight. This was like a 6-year process, 8-year process. I want to think it's something around there.
They played the long-term game, and they played it really well.
Oh, they did.
Nobody who is coming in and finding, and this even ties into what we talked about before with these gurus, is that nobody's coming in to Shopify and drop shipping, or just Shopify and building a business via Shopify. Nobody's coming into that with the mindset of, I can't wait 8 years from now when I go ahead and finish this project. Yeah. They're thinking, oh my goodness, how much money can I make in 2 weeks? Yeah, that's the problem.
That is the worst perspective to have on it. I mean, stuff takes time to build.
If you come in with that mindset, you lose.
Yeah, 100%.
You start to say, people will go ahead and say Shopify is a scam, because you came in with the mindset that you can make ridiculous amounts of money, because that's what somebody told you on a Facebook ad, or through a funnel, or through a YouTube video, right? That's what you were led on to believe. So essentially, we can't even blame you. And I want to say we, because I've been a part of that problem too. I've said, look how much money I made, and I'll even admit, I've been a part of that problem. And that's why I'm coming back now. Like, let's shake things up, right? Because I see the problem, and I saw last year the type of people that I want to work with, and I'm very selective on what I do and the projects that I allow. I even got asked through you this morning if I want to talk somewhere. I said no. Like, I'm not talking publicly. I'm not going anywhere and talking on a stage right now. It's not my focus, and I want to focus on dropshipping, building stores, and creating content.
Yeah, I mean, realizing what you really want to do is, superbly important, just for the fact of, are you going to spend the next 2 years going up the wrong ladder and just losing that time? And at the end of the day, that's the worst possible feeling at the end of that. Like, shit, was I doing the wrong thing for the past year or 2 years? But having your focus is hands down the most important thing. And that even goes for Shopify and getting started with dropshipping. So many people are coming in with this skewed perspective, but at the end of the day, if you could really wrap your head around how all of this could work and how it's all scalable and the longevity, more so than just trying to make a quick, $1,000 or $2,000, it's going to allow you to go ahead and, the buildup could be gradual and slow at first, but that doesn't mean that you're doing something wrong. Stuff takes time. You need to build data. You need to invest in Facebook ads. People say, oh, I wasted. This is the thing that I hate the most. People message me and say, like, that were just like in my public mastermind. They didn't get the chance to work with me because they didn't want to go ahead and move forward with like private training or something like that, because I only take a few people because I want to be able to work with them closely. Because if you're not working with them closely, at the end of the day, they're just going to get veered off in the wrong direction 95% of the time. So they'll message me, be like, oh, I wasted $500 on Facebook ads. Like, can you please tell me what to do? And I hate when people say wasted, because, in retrospect, $500 isn't a lot of money, but you essentially, if you did it right, you invested into Facebook ads, because you need data, you need knowledge, you need experience in the trenches of exactly how things work with the business in order to really wrap your head around and see, oh, well, maybe if I added this audience, or if I excluded this country from my targeting, or if I went ahead and focused on this age range, that's only going to happen from repetitions. I mean, if you look at people like athletes, they didn't get to the pros and making millions of dollars by, spending 2 years on the field and, working out 3 times a week. It's all about repetitions and getting better at your craft. And at the end of the day, you have to go ahead and keep working at it and getting better at your craft. If you want to try to build something that, not to like MVMT's like stature, or even something short of that or a fraction of it, that would be remarkable for countless people watching this podcast right now. And I can promise you that. But it takes time, it takes repetitions, it takes dedication. Don't get me wrong, you can still really figure this stuff out and really start to wrap your head around it and start to harness and hone in on your skills, even if you have a 9-to-5 job. But you have to make those sacrifices, to not just sit on the couch and watch Netflix in your free time, and rather learn more about your craft and get better at your craft. But it's all about repetitions and really investing your time and not looking at those things at a sunk cost, but really setting your focus and being able to move forward with building a legitimate business on Shopify, rather than coming in with that skewed perspective as, I'm going to get rich overnight.
Yeah, no, it's all mindset, it's all what you think about it. And that's the hardest thing to get people to understand. No matter who I could talk to higher level entrepreneurs as well, and they don't get that. This is why I think I click so well with Sam and like and I see eye to eye with Becker with a lot of things. It's because of the fact that higher level thinking and thinking certain ways is the difference between success and non-success. Like you just said, somebody who looks at it as wasting money compared to investing money, that's a huge thing. So recently, I think I spent like 10,000, or let's not even do it with recently. Let's just take a look at Vivere, just to tie this all in. Is that I spent around 15 G's and I said whatever, right? I invested that and realized that I didn't want that. So it's not like I look at it as a complete waste of money. It's not. I looked at it as everything that I learned from there, everything that I gained, whether that's working with the FDA clearance, ordering massive, like thousands of units with batteries in the particular device. There's so many logistics to it. I learned so much throughout the process. I've made so many friends that are influencers because of it. So that 15,000 that I essentially spent on products and a few thousand on advertising, that came back to me tenfold with everything that I've been able to build in regards to like a personal network, if you will. So that to me was a cheap investment. That's how I look at it. I don't look at it as a failed project, because it essentially isn't a failed project. If I really want to pick it up, we still have it all in a warehouse, and we can go ahead and just start redoing it again over and over and over again and selling it. As a matter of fact, there's literally probably like, I don't know, I'd say 100 units right there. And we're looking right at it. And yeah, so it's one of those things that I can easily pick up. It's just, I'm not really, that's not a market that I want to be in. It's not something I'm super passionate about.
Yeah.
And I just couldn't get myself to wake up every morning and be like, yes, I can't wait to message this beautiful Instagram model and tell her that her teeth need to be whiter. So like, it's just, I mean, I like the first part, maybe not the second part.
Oh, that's true. It's fine.
Yeah. So yeah, I mean, it depends on what you want to do. All right. Everybody's built differently. Even last year at Funnel Hacker Live, I spoke to somebody and we were in the same house who was doing like around $26 million every single year drop shipping products on Amazon. Okay, so that's not even a business model that we've ever even talked about. We talk about drop shipping from AliExpress, but this guy's selling products on Amazon that he's buying from Walmart, and he's just taking that little margin. But if you're doing like 8% of $30 million a year, you're living pretty comfortably, right? From drop shipping, from moving data over from one server to another server, from one platform, which is Amazon, to another platform, which might be Walmart, for example. And that's how he's skimming the middle. He's just skimming the margins. And 8% of 30 million, like I said, that's incredible. It's almost $3 million, right? Net. For what? For touching a bunch of products you don't even own?
Yeah, I mean, just solving some sort of problem, whether it's saving costs for some sort of business. I mean, whatever you can really find a gap in the market, or see potential, or fulfilling someone's needs. I mean, at the end of the day, the bigger problem you solve, the more money you make. It's simple as that. But it doesn't have to be the biggest problem. It doesn't have to be you reinventing the wheel to actually make an impact or change your career path or get supplemental income to really do the things that you want, whether it's like taking a vacation or buying that car you want. Everyone has their own like different desires and goals, and really like, I guess what you could say, what's really firing them to go and start this business or do whatever they want that is really going to get them that gratitude and like where they want to be. It's just solving a problem. But at the end of the day, it's too many people going back to like, the sunk costs and everything. People don't stay dedicated, and they think that it's just going to happen within 1, 2, or 3 months. I mean, even I myself, I lost like 15 grand or 10 to 15 grand the first time I tried to develop my first software. And ever since then, I stuck through it. I looked at it. I was like, all right, that was a lesson learned. Move forward, recreate it with a new team and a new mindset and a whole lot of knowledge that I gained from, how to actually manage a team and build out something that is your true vision. And ever since then, we've had thousands of users. We're starting to get enterprise level users, which is absolutely phenomenal. And that kind of stuff happened through perseverance. And, if you lose $200 in a week, that's the hard knock life of being an entrepreneur, like starting your own business.
Right. If you don't like it, this isn't for you.
Yeah, it's simply put, shit's not easy. At the end of the day, you have to realize that if shit goes wrong, it's on you, number one. And number two, everything's your fault. Like, you just have to own up to it and move forward and look at everything, if things have gone wrong, as a learning and lesson and really an investment into yourself and becoming a more well-refined and smarter and wiser entrepreneur. So like, this is just stuff that comes with time.
Right. And here's typically what happens. And I'm going to speak for around 96% of anybody who comes into the market. They try, they lose money, they quit, and they call it a scam because it didn't work for them. That's how it works. That's what
happens when your expectations are sky high and you think that this is going to be the easiest thing that you've ever come across. But
then you realize that, oh, holy crap, this is a business.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't think people get that. I think people think this is a hobby, $1 million hobby.
Yeah.
It's a business. And if you do have $1 million hobby, let us know, because, we don't...
Drop a comment.
Right, yeah, let us know.
DM me.
Because we are totally willing to do whatever you do as a hobby.
If making significant amounts of money was easy, everyone would do it.
True. So. Well, I mean, nowadays, this is something I find so interesting, because I think this topic is so skewed. I think it really is easy to make a lot of money.
It is if you're trying and you're
dedicated.
But
here's the thing. A lot of money now doesn't go as far as it used to.
This is true.
So I think last year there was like 46, or it was something like 46 billionaires had whatever percentage in the U.S. of like the total wealth of the U.S. Now here's the thing, you ready? You know, this year it's like 20 something.
20 something billionaires.
Yeah, have the same amount of wealth that 46 had last year. So there's a certain group of rich people that keep getting rich.
Oh yeah.
But yet the rich people that aren't a part of that 26 group now or 20 whatever group now that were a part of the 46 last year, are they getting poorer? No, they're not getting poorer.
I don't think you could consider the word poorer.
No,
less wealthy.
I think with inflation, right?
Yeah.
Things become completely different. Money is not hard to make.
No.
But things keep getting more expensive. So, you know, $1 million 20 years ago
a lot of money.
Was a lot of now.
Not anymore.
Now, $1 million is still a decent amount of money, but you can't get as much as you could now as you could back then.
Absolutely not.
So, but it's easier to make $1 million now than it is to make it $1 million then. So in the way my mind works, and again, this comes back down to a mindset thing, is that it's very, very easy to make a lot of money now. It's formulating a plan and sticking to that plan consistently to getting the end result. And you need to know what the end result is. However, you need to understand that when you make a lot of money, and this is something that I know firsthand, is that it can go extremely fast. Okay, just because you make $2, $3, $4 million doesn't mean 20 years from now you're gonna have $2, $3, $4 million, right? So just kind of keep that in mind.
Definitely burns by a lot quicker than you think. I mean, especially when it's like lifestyle starts to get more expensive and then it just becomes normal. You got to stay dedicated to like keeping that up.
And don't forget, you know, more money, more problems.
Yeah, this is very true. More money, more problems. Losing Cartier bracelets, not good.
Oops. But no, I mean, even more problems, more money, right?
Yeah,
it goes hand in hand.
Yeah, and I mean, just going back, because like I wanted to say this before, it's not that, you know, just making that money is essentially easier. I just think right now it is far more accessible than ever.
Look, when 16-year-old kids are making millions of dollars, we are in a time that nothing is unattainable. It's just how lazy people are that they can't follow through with something that they set. So again, that's why the question, back to what the question was, building a brand, you know, is that what should be done right now? Building a brand is only for those that are cut out to be able to build a brand. Okay, and how do you know if you're cut out to build a brand? Is that if you can endure absolute dog shit of a life for years on end until you hit that breakthrough, right?
Yeah.
Look at Bezos. Okay, he endured complete dog shit of Amazon getting laughed at, and at the end of the day, who has the last laugh, right?
Definitely Jeff.
Right. Oh,
and his ex-wife.
Okay, not for nothing. That's a whole different subject that I want to talk about. No, we're going to talk about that right now. This isn't even part of it. But let's cut to the chase, okay? What do you think she deserves the money, yay or nay?
Hell no.
You are wrong. I don't see eye to eye with you on that.
How?
Because she was Amazon's first employee. She built it up with Jeff. That's if we see Jeff as the face.
Yeah, you know.
Right? Here's the thing. Here's the thing.
Retract. Like, I don't know enough on the topic. I'll say that because if she was there working day in, day out with Jeff, then I'd say she definitely deserves a decent cut. But I mean, $76 billion is a lot of money.
Yeah, you're right. But what makes you think if she was working day to day in the trenches with Jeff,
it's more well deserved.
What cut would you say is fair?
Well, what was that cut? How did they come up with that number? Do you know?
It's half.
It's half.
It's half.
Okay.
There's no prenup. It's half.
Damn.
I mean, 20 years ago when Amazon wasn't Amazon, you think he'd be like, oh, like I need you to sign a prenup because I know I'm gonna be the world's richest man.
Yeah. I mean, if she was there working the entire time and like,
you think she deserves half?
I think that she definitely worked for it then. If she was in the trenches with Jeff, but if she was,
how much?
I don't know.
Is half reasonable?
I think half is excessive.
Oh my god! I don't think half is excessive.
I think
if she's there in the trenches and working day to day, doing the same things as Jeff, and again, this is something that would be really hard to prove. Outside looking in, I do think she deserves. If she was in the trenches working just as much as Jeff, that she deserves half. But not only that, they have kids. Okay.
Yeah, so I think that.
But here's the thing: $70 billion is plenty.
A lot of money.
I'd say that's more than enough. That's reasonable to.
The reason I say less than half, and of course, like a monumental child support bill is in play, and that's going to happen. That's one of the things I say. I think it should be half. But another thing is that at the end of the day, was she the visionary that brought Amazon to life? And the answer is most likely from what I know, I think it's no. Because
you think it's Jeff?
I think it's Jeff.
You think it's Jeff that brought that said I want to create something?
I don't know enough on the topic, but looking from the outside in, Jeff is the face of the company. Jeff was most likely the one that brought the vision to life and did everything. Of course, there are tons of and countless people working under him that actually made everything happen. But that's someone's vision, and I respect someone's vision. Coming from building a small software company up to a few thousand users, I respect someone's vision greatly and something that they've dedicated, their entire life to, and treating it as their own additional child almost.
Yeah, dude, but if she doesn't deserve half, it's not like Jeff is going to be sweating over having an extra $30 billion. And here's the thing. What if she's philanthropic?
Good for her.
No, at that point, I say, fuck Jeff. Give her way more. Because Jeff's made it very public. He's not giving away anything.
Really?
You didn't know this?
No, I haven't dug too much on it. I just kind of bow down and be like, good for you, Jeff. You've conquered the world.
It's not like Jeff is against it, but Jeff doesn't contribute. He's not part of the Bill and Melinda Foundation. He doesn't stand by that. You don't stand by it. It's facts. Look it up. I don't need to.
I'm just saying, I don't agree with that outlook to not give back.
Oh, right. That's I think that's one of the big reasons why I'm like, yes, go. I don't even know her name. Go, Jeff's ex-wife.
Yeah.
Go you. Because in the slightest bit of hope, I do hope she's philanthropic.
Oh yeah, of course.
Because to be the world's richest man, to give nothing back, legitimately nothing back.
Up.
Yeah.
And
that's been a huge focal point about Jeff's career is that he's not philanthropic.
And not only that. Now, one thing that I could say that I have heard is the obscene working conditions.
Of course, everybody's heard that too.
Yeah,
everybody's heard that too.
And there's one thing to give back, but at least at minimum, take care of the people that are working for you to make it happen.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So, Jeff, come on, man. Shame. Put Jeff in the circle of shame today with his billions of dollars.
I like Jeff, just in case he watches. Just in case his video goes viral, I want to make sure that Jeff knows, I love him.
No, yeah, Jeff. It's all love. I respect it. I respect Amazon. I respect the vision. But yeah, man, take care of the company. Take care of the people. They're grinding every day for you. But what else do we have slotted for today's episode 1 of the eCom Dudes podcast? Dude, did you not realize this is pretty groundbreaking, for the viewers, us, I guess you could say. I don't want to speak selfishly on that, but this is cool. We're venturing into something different this year. I wanted to start 2019 fresh. I think this is some new wave to kind of get in touch with the people and kind of help them out.
I agree. I think we're doing something cool. I think we're doing something that has been done before, but not in our marketplace.
Yeah.
I think everybody's recording podcasts, putting it up, and not showing the video side.
Yeah.
I think a lot of people are doing that. I think it's going to be different, So I guess we'll see how it goes. See how if.
Yeah, man. Sky's the limit. Let's get creative. Let's have fun.
All right. So
we got a lot of episodes on the way.
Now, do we end it here, or do you want to ask one more question?
Well,
because I have one more.
Oh, well, dude, we're only 40 minutes in here. We can keep going for at least another 40. I don't care. Let's keep it going. We'll chop it up, whatever.
So, is dropshipping dead?
No.
Pull the magic conch. No.
No, absolutely not. Absolutely not. Dropshipping is not dead in any way, shape, or form. We kind of touched on this a little bit before. It's really just the fact of who is actually going to do it well. This goes for anything, people trying to become professional athletes. There's a reason why the masses don't make it to the pros. There's literally it's literally like a hierarchy. You have all these people that are playing in high school, college, and there's less and less people. And when you get to the top at the pros, they're making the most money and they're successful because they did it the best and they earned their ways there.
Yeah, but not for long. The NFL stands for not for long. right? That money's there, but not for long.
I mean, if they invest it properly, it's just like all about. There are actually some really good
you're right.
guys that did some really cool stuff with their money.
Yeah, but like that's 1% of the league.
Oh yeah, like Russell Wilson did some fantastic stuff. He invested into a ton of companies, and I can't even speak enough on it because I don't know enough about it. But I know that he made some really smart investments. There's a lot of other players that are making smart investments, and a lot of them that are doing this like rocks in their heads. Man. I mean, yeah, but regardless, no matter how you slice it, what they do with the money, they got there because they worked on their craft and they did it properly. You're right.
We're not talking about the money aspect. We're talking about how they got there.
Exactly. Right. Getting to the actual end point. Now, I mean, the same thing applies to drop shipping. Like we said before, repetitions and dedication. Like there's really nothing else that's going to get you to where you want to be. Don't get me wrong. There are people that start drop shipping and, they'll roll out, one of their first 10 ad campaigns on Facebook and it will pop off. And kudos to them. You kind of hit the little, I guess you could say, Facebook ads or dropshipping lotto, and you got results right away. It doesn't happen for everyone, though. Everyone has their own path, moves at their own pace, and gets to their breakthrough point at a certain time. There are very few people that, actually get there at the very beginning. Kudos to them, they do it. It's not impossible, but at the end of the day, everyone goes at their own pace. Some people find their breakthrough point 1 month down the line, 3, 6, 12 months down the line. There are people that I've seen saying, I've been trying this for a full year and I just had my first profitable month. And I'm like, God bless that person. Someone that actually can persevere through this and stay consistent and keep trying and be dedicated. Everything happens at its own time, and it's really different for everyone.
Yeah, everyone moves at their own pace. Yeah, right? And you're right about that. I've seen this again firsthand also.
It just sucks because I think that the thing that makes so many people ready to quit is everything they see on social media and all these standards that they have to live up to.
Oh yeah,
and I mean, it even goes for myself.
If there was more focus on everybody giving value rather than showing what they're doing with the money that they're getting from people that are trusting them, there'd be definitely a huge mindset shift in the market.
Yeah, 100%.
And that's why that's why I really don't like to post. Like for example, like my lamp, I'll post that on my story, but I don't really like to have it as like pictures all the time on my Instagram. It's because here's the thing: at the end of the day, people aren't following me because I have a Lamborghini. People are following me because of the fact that I'm able to teach them something on how to better their lives.
Now,
and
too many people piggyback off of hooking people in with stuff like the fancy cars.
Right, and then here's the thing: once you hook them in, that's all they want to see. People aren't following you because you're great at what you do. They're following you because they're intrigued on what you have and what you do. That doesn't mean they want to do it, right? Mm-hmm. So it's easier to convince somebody who's doing Shopify already, like on like my side, hey, look, I can help you make more money by these techniques that I have or these strategies that I know, or I can help you, whatever it is, right?
Yeah.
Rather than saying, okay, this is what Shopify is, and this is how I got my car. This is like, and now I got to teach you what Shopify is, and then I have to hope that you stick with Shopify, and then I have to, and then all this, and I think that was one of the big things that I realized once Shopify, in so many words, they gave me the boot. For being an affiliate, and I never, till this day, dude, I still can't understand why. And it all sparked from that one video where I took out a plaque from my Lamborghini, and I said, I verbatim said, that's not important. Meaning I was pointing at the Lambo. I said, that's not cool. You know what is cool? This plaque. That's what means more to me than the car. Because that to me was an accolade. The car was just a byproduct of that particular accolade where I got $1 million plaque, and then I got a message from somebody at Shopify saying, okay, you're done. I'm like, why? And they were like, you have to remove that video. I'm like, I'm not removing that video. I'm like, like, what did I do wrong? I'm telling people here, yet you have everybody else going and posting, all these like car rental stuff, and that's unreal. What really grinded my gears. And I have no problem like admitting that as well. I signed no NDAs or anything, so I got the boot for no reason. And I hinted at one of the affiliate managers like what I thought it was, and I thought it was because like an image that I was portraying. And that was one of the things that I couldn't really understand was what image am I portraying that's so negative compared to everybody else. And then
it's a shame.
And basically I got screwed over because either I went with the market or I had to go against it. So what everybody else is doing, if I go against it, I fade out. I become useless. I'm nobody because the market's attracted to a certain thing at a certain time period. Like for example, in 6 months from now, everybody might be attracted to post-sale sequences, and everybody's going to be talking about that. And they're not even going to be showing any cars or anything. They're just going to be showing like inside of their post-sale sequences. Like that might be a thing, right? But right now, or during that time period, everyone was just showing their lifestyle, like traveling and being in certain locations with certain people, and that was the lifestyle that was attracting the market. Like people were moving to that, and obviously I'm not gonna go against the grain there. So I'm not gonna be like, you know what, you guys, everybody, the entire market is used to seeing this. I'm not gonna show them that. Now theoretically that would be smart, right? Which is why I mixed things up, like with that video where I pulled out the ClickFunnels plaque, where I showed them like what I had, but I also told them that's not the important part. Like that's not what I want to show you. That doesn't matter. I was like, you know what's cooler than a Lamborghini? Making $1 million with a funnel, and like something like that, and that's why I never really got like what. And ClickFunnels had nothing to do with Shopify, so it was so
unrelated. That's a reach. That's a serious reach.
Yeah, I think they were just waiting to boot me off.
I don't know why they're out for you like that, because I feel like you've just sent them such a significant amount of users, and I mean,
I know I have, first off, and second, and saying this would almost make me sound arrogant in a way, but I was one of the first like 3-4 creators talking about Shopify ever. Like, I would say somebody like Devin Zander really put Shopify on the map.
Oh yeah.
And the reason why he did that was because he was the first ever course ever to talk about Shopify, which was eCom Success. No, not Adrian.
eCom Premier Academy.
eCom Premier Academy. Yeah. And before that, there was one more. And it was before eCom Premier Academy, EPA. There was one more, and it did decently well, like 400,000. And then
they killed it with
and they were the first ones to do it. And I was one of the top affiliates with Chris Record, and Chris Record was coming out of I think maybe MLM, I think it was, and he crushed it. And then we all moved into e-commerce, and that was just like a huge eye-opener for me, and I was the first person that went to YouTube or one of the first few people that went to YouTube with Shopify content. So I cornered that market, and then next thing you know, everybody else comes into it, flooding it with, look what I have, and I got it because of Shopify. I'm like, no, you got it because you're selling courses and stuff.
Yeah.
And at that point, and I still ask some of these people, are you still on Shopify? And they're like, yeah. I'm like, so I got targeted for what though? Like I never really understood that. But yeah, there's so much to it. I mean, I definitely know if I put this out, I'll probably get contacted by a Shopify legal team, and then I'll just maybe slap me on the wrist.
Maybe they'll take my affiliate account away next.
Oh no, oh no. Yeah, here's the craziest part. And I didn't even know you had an affiliate account. I didn't even know you promoted Shopify like that. But
actually, I did pretty well promoting Shopify.
Really?
Yeah, it worked well.
So the funnel for mail funnels that you created?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool. But yeah, even I have like obviously some friends who do very, very well with Shopify affiliate promotion. They were just like, and I'm not going to name any names because that's the last thing I want. But he was like, yeah, just use my account and I'll set up a sub ID for you so we can just track your payments. You still get paid. Now, I mean, I didn't take him up on that offer. He didn't want anything. He's just doing it because he's a great friend of mine. And I said no just because it wouldn't make sense because clearly I was doing something off. Yeah. And I will admit that I had public-facing links. And they asked me to change it, and I did. And every video that they told me to take off your public-facing links, meaning the direct link to Shopify right in the description of a YouTube video, they asked me to take down, which I had no problem. Because at this point in my business, I wanted to get all the leads anyway. Yeah. So I just created an opt-in page, captured the leads, still got the lead, and still got the free the free Shopify.
Yeah, rather than sending it straight to Shopify.
Right. So for me, it made sense. I was like, cool, yeah, no problem. I have no problem doing that. It makes more sense for me.
Yeah.
So yeah, and obviously I have friends that still have their accounts. Like, yeah, you can use mine. Like we have no problem, But it's like one of those things where I don't get it. You guys were burned by Citron Research, and he's calling out, literally, Citron's calling out everybody who's making YouTube videos, and my face wasn't anywhere on there. It's because I wasn't making fucking ridiculous claims. Like, he was like, yeah, Shopify's being fluffed up by a bunch of, like a bunch of scammers and people that just keep promising you big things. And this page was elaborate. This was an elaborate page with screenshots of YouTube videos, with screenshots of other people, like other ecom gurus and their video titles and all that. And I was nowhere to be found in the video or nowhere to be found on the page. And that's when their crackdown happened. But I wasn't even shown. I wasn't mentioned. I wasn't anything. There was a ton of other people that were on that page, and I asked them if they got their account taken away, and they did not get their account taken away. And that's why I was like, that's what got me so angry, was because, and it's not like it was a little bit of money either. It was a substantial amount of affiliate commissions that I was making, because guess what? It just so happens that my entire business is built around that platform teaching people how to use it. So, it just makes sense that my affiliate commissions were pretty big. But
maybe they didn't want to pay it out. I don't know.
I think they're cracking down on the affiliate side. They have a lot of liquid cash. They're publicly traded. Yeah. But again, it's not like what they have is something incredible. Okay. Yeah. At the end of the day, look at somebody like John Mack, who has what's his software called?
I can't think of it.
Me neither. It's on the tip of my tongue. Commerce HQ.
Yeah.
So Commerce HQ. If I've talked to John about this, the software is beautiful. It is incredible. If Shopify didn't have all that funding behind them, I think John would blow them out the water.
Oh yeah, I mean, just at the end of the day, to have that much capital to work with, you're gonna have 10, 20 steps ahead of anyone else. I mean, regardless of self-funding or whatever, like Shopify's on a whole new level, like literally a publicly traded company. Right. Like there's just so much cash to burn through almost. Like,
but I have a theory. My theory is that if the Shopify gurus decide to drop Shopify and go to somebody like John Mack's platform, right?
Oh, I mean,
what happens to Shopify?
It would shift tremendously because
huge. Because here's the thing: Shopify has what, 700,000 max stores that were created. Yeah, that doesn't mean active right now.
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, and that's one of the big problems as an investor. You got to look at how many stores are actually paying.
Oh, the churn rate that they have is unreal. And I mean, as a software owner, like, because my app is directly for Shopify, the churn rate is contextual, right? Like across the board. Like you see, like our billing rate in like the 14-day trial is tremendous. Like we convert probably like 70 to 80% of people from a 14-day free trial sign up over to the lowest $9.99 a month plan, which is tremendous for us. It converts like hell. But as you see, as it goes down the line, the drop off is tremendous.
Of course, but that's any software company though. But
100%. But I think a lot of this has to do with everything that we talked about earlier. The context coming in, the quitters, the people that don't stick around long. It is just literally tied in with Shopify, buddy. Like there are 90% of the people that are going to start that Shopify free trial, and I'd say 95% of them are not going to go past the first 2 months.
Yep. And one thing, and I want to close this particular thing that I said before out with Citron. Now, I don't want to say that I condone anything that he said. I don't want to say that I agree with anything that he said. He had very valid points, but the points that were valid were more so on the fact that it was how Shopify is being promoted was a lot of wishy-washy, questionable marketing tactics. He's right.
And, that's absolutely right.
And I have nothing against it. And that was, I think, his big, he was trying to what was it? He was trying to compare it to like Herbalife or something, like how it's like structured like that, or something, like how they're paying affiliates and all that stuff. And it was again, I don't remember exactly what it was compared to, so I don't want to say it was Herbalife. But he was just trying to say it's just a big scam.
What's your take on it? Do you think Shopify should have cracked down on it earlier, or do you think I mean, I see it from both sides. Like I can play devil's advocate both ways. I feel like, you have money to burn through. You're going to reward people that are going to do whatever they can to get you the users that are right for your platform, or people that are having some level of interest for your platform, whether they're sticking around for 1 month or 24 months. I feel like from Shopify's perspective, I think that they did all they could do properly you know? But what do you think? Do you think that they should have taken some sort of a different approach by way of cracking down on that?
Yes, I do. Now, it's not like I harbor any resentment because I get it. At the end of the day, it's a business, and you have to look out for your bottom line.
Yeah.
And I think the way they handled it could have been done a little bit differently. I think, and again, don't get me wrong, my affiliate manager there went up to bat for me as much as he could, but there was somebody else who I just didn't know who, and I was never told, just was like no. So it's almost
I think the
like,
higher ups are just out for you in that case. You know, I think that there's potentially just someone that, you know, didn't want you there because it just didn't align with their vision, or they needed. I think they may have needed to set an example almost.
I don't think that. I think it was more so of a. I think it was a. Kind of like a who you know type of job.
Yeah.
You know? I think somebody else out there was.
And it's not like you were stepping on toes.
It's not like I was stepping on toes, but it was more so of a. It might have been. I'll never know. Yeah. It might have been a message, but you know, it's not like. Yeah, the affiliate commissions were great. It was a decent chunk of money, but it's not like it stunted my business or how I decided to grow or where I decided to go. I'm still going to be here, and if I want to talk about ClickFunnels, I'll talk about ClickFunnels. If I want to talk about Shopify, I'll talk about Shopify. If I want to say Shopify sucks publicly, which they don't, I guess I did just say it publicly. But if I want to say they suck, I'm going to say they suck. But they don't suck, you know. But like I said before, somebody like John Mack's platform, I've seen it. Okay, I've never actually have really
used it. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, there's a big difference.
But from what I've seen, from what I've heard, and what I mean seen is seen inside the platform, what I've seen from other people as well, what I've heard is that platform is absolutely incredible because they do stuff that Shopify, like they have funnel builders right within.
Yeah,
like
really.
Yeah, and their you know their themes, if you will. They're some of the highest converting I've seen.
Really?
Like, yeah, because I've been on the stores, like the demo stores and other people's stores, and I've seen it. I was like, holy crap, what theme is this? And I went to go look at the theme research for Shopify stores, and then I realized that it wasn't a Shopify store. I was like, I'm like,
you know, I think Shopify probably doesn't expand to that just for the simple fact of how much they make off of the App Store.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, their app store is a bread and butter for them, yeah.
But you know what, going back to like that whole thing where who was it that called Shopify out saying that they were getting users through the shady marketing techniques?
Citron.
Yeah, like
Citron
honestly,
research.
why wouldn't Shopify, what the first question that pops into my head, why wouldn't Shopify just punch back if there are people really getting all these results on Shopify? And I know that there are people that truly are. It's not like fake, it's not bullshit. There are legitimately people that are doing it.
Damned if you do, damned if you don't.
I know, but like I feel like you have so much like momentum behind you and such a large user base.
I just wish Shopify was you know, a little bit more for the people that helped them become Shopify.
I think I agree. I couldn't agree more because without the people, without the affiliates, without the YouTubers, without people informing people on what Shopify
you guys would be a publicly traded company that just fucking stood there.
Would it even be a publicly traded company at that point?
Yeah, why not? I don't think it wouldn't be. I think they were doing fine before us, but I don't think they'd have the users.
No, absolutely not.
Like,
and of
with
course,
everybody
you can always
talking.
say like, oh, the low quality users. Nah, no matter how you slice it, they have users.
Cool. You guys would have had. Let's see. You know, that bears the question too. With if all the marketers talked about
Wix.
Wix, right?
Big commerce.
Would the person who set up Kylie Jenner's store go to Wix?
I don't know. We'll never know. We don't know.
Right, we'll never know. And that's one thing I don't think Shopify would ever know either. It's not like somebody from Shopify called Kylie Jenner personally and said, "Hey, come and set yourself up."
Yeah.
Now, she probably has a team who built it.
Oh,
and they were probably like, "Let's use Shopify." Mm-hmm. Now, why was Shopify the first thing that came into their mind?
Because it was so widely used.
And why was it widely used?
Because of
marketers
everyone that brought them in. Like, exactly.
So again, it's like you know, try not to bite the hand that feeds you.
Yeah,
Especially,
I mean, it's messed up. But
yeah, oh yeah.
Anyways, we're gonna stop talking about those big old Shopify guys.
I want to make it very clear. I don't hate them.
No, not at all.
I get it.
Help me build my business. So,
but yeah, so it's cool. I think that's kind of where I want to end it off today.
Yeah.
I think we talked about a lot here, and I think that's enough food for thought for everybody.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, we did talk about a lot of stuff. We don't want to overwhelm you guys. You know,
yeah, we don't.
We still got a lot of podcasts in the works. We don't want to overpack one episode here. I mean, inaugural episode, man.
Yeah.
Dope stuff.
Yeah, and I want to end this off just by going ahead and saying, make sure you subscribe to us. And I can't tell you where to subscribe to us because I don't think we have that stuff set up yet.
Depending on the Ecom Dudes channel, or whether we're putting on the Ecom Dudes channel or we're putting on an independent channel or just chopping up all the clips. I mean, regardless, our main goal is to literally just over deliver in value, whether it's,
we're going to have links in the description down below on where you can subscribe. And if you're watching this on YouTube, which I hope you are, make sure you subscribe and set up notifications. We're going to be doing some live stuff eventually. Like we'll be taking on your questions.
Like tutorials.
So
I mean, that's where things are going to get really good. And I'm excited for that, dude. I'm so excited because we're going to be able to really interact with people in real time, more so than just one-on-one, where we kind of get like this little small classroom of 3 to 5 people feeling, and I think you can't beat that at all. And it's going to be just tremendous value that's going to be pitched out here on this very podcast and the YouTube channel. And I'm really excited for it.
Cool. So, Ecom Dudes Nation, it's been real. I'm Dan Silva. Goes Anthony Mastalone.
There we go.
We are super excited to go ahead and start this venture. We're going to chop up these clips as well. We're going to make it one long podcast. You can probably find it on iTunes, probably Spotify once we get approved for all that. Definitely SoundCloud, because we can just upload it there. It'll be on SoundCloud. Make sure you subscribe to this channel. Make sure you're subscribed to our podcast. And make sure you have notifications turned on. And also, we're going to have our socials down below. Make sure you give us a follow so you know whenever we release stuff, and it's going to be really awesome. So, ladies and gentlemen, Ecom Dudes Nation, it's been real, and we'll see you
next time.
Tomorrow, soon.
Sometime soon.
Tomorrow. Yeah, bye.
Maybe tomorrow if you're lucky. We'll see. Bye.